now it's time for a very special afternoon with Children's GBC with George Buxton and George Bryn, as they get to present some programmes today and also to celebrate a momentous occasion, which is celebrating 1 year first anniversary of Children's GBC, since it all began from last year. So, here they are now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Children's GBC on a Wednesday afternoon. Well, I don't know about you, viewers. Now, if you were wondering why me and George Bryn are together presenting programmes together today, well, let me tell you one thing. Now, if you remember that back then on Children's GTV, which is about on March, that's when Children's GTV came to an end, and how we launched Children's GBC back then from last year, well, you'll be very pleased to know that Children's GBC is now 1 year old.
1 year old, eh? What a milestone, eh?
Yeah, well, I know it's not particularly much of a milestone, but hey, it is a good way to celebrate it. Now, because that we got some great programmes here that we are looking back on, so that you viewers can remember the programmes that we broadcasted together. And the first one to begin with is The Adventures of Spot the Dog, and today's episode is called Spot's Surprise Parcel. I wonder what's in that special parcel there, George Bryn.
Well, we'll see in today's episode, won't we?
Yeah, I'm sure we will. So here's Spot the Dog.
Spot, Spot, a lovable Spot. He's soft and cuddly and he smiles a lot. If there ever was a pup to cheer you up, it's Spot, Spot, a Spot. Wake up, Spot. It has been a lovely morning.
And that was The Adventures of Spot the Dog. So, yeah, it was a very surprise parcel, all right. And I bet you know what's inside that parcel now, don't you?
Well, yes, but it's not relevant for our next programme, is it?
No. And what's our next programme then, George Bryn?
Well, forget Superman, we have Super Ted.
Yeah, and today's episode is called The Inca Treasure. And as George Bryn used to do this, that's right, isn't it, George Bryn? That's when you first done that from last year.
Yeah.
Who thinks?
Yeah, well, you know, is it a bird, is it a plane?
No, it's Super Ted.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Anyway, enjoy Super Ted.
Whoosh!
This is a story about an ordinary teddy bear. When he was made, they found something wrong with him and threw him away like a piece of rubbish into an old dark storeroom. Then, from outer space, a spotty man brought him to life with his cosmic dust. He took him to a magic cloud, where Mother Nature gave him special powers. That bear became Super Ted.
Super Ted. Yeah, so the Inca treasure was, well, you could say it was a bit of a treasure after all. Yeah, and I think it must be from a cave or something like that. Isn't that right?
Well, caves are certainly a place for one to bury some treasure for heroes.
Or sometimes some island if you're really lucky.
Like Treasure Island.
Yeah, otherwise that would have been Disney's Treasure Island as such. Right, so anyways, now, the next programme now, I know that me and Jordan have been broadcasting Gumdrops, for 1 year anyway. Yes, since Jordan here have first broadcasted the first episode of it himself first. Because today's episode is called Gumdrop Makes a Star. And that's where you first broadcasted that programme last year.
Yeah, yes, absolutely, certainly. So, yeah, well, how does Gumdrop make a start? Well, you'll see.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Mr. Oldcastle might be turned from a little boy first until he became much older a few years later. Yeah, and I'm sure you'll find out in this episode today.
Yeah.
One sunny day in March, long ago, a young boy stood by the gates of the Austin Motor Company.
Was Gumdrop. Well, let me tell you one thing. Now, that's how Mr. Oldcastle have now got Gumdrop as his car. And as Jordan has always said about the 1920s Austin Healey motor car.
I think you mean the Austin Clifton Heavy 12. It's okay.
Ah, sorry. It's just because it's been such a long time, I keep forgetting what car it was.
Yeah, well, yes, there's a lot of complex words in that type of car. Austin Clifton Heavy 12.4, 1926.
Oh, I see. So, anyways, the main thing is, that's Gumdrop. And the next one now is Sodor Railway Tales. Now, I know it's not the 80th anniversary editions. Well, I mean, we may have had the first book. That's where Jordan first broadcasted that together. Yeah, that's my friend right there who had broadcasted. So, Jordan, how long have you been broadcasting Sodor Railway Tales? Because it's obviously celebrating the first anniversary of it.
In terms of on children's GBC, well, probably, like you said, on the 5th of August last year, but in terms of general YouTube release, in terms of the special editions anyway, it's on the 12th of May 2025, and that was 80 years since the first Railway Series book was published. If you're talking about when the original editions were done, it was on the 8th of November 2020, I think.
Yeah, that was such a long time ago. Yeah, so that's what happens in this episode today. So today's story is Edward's Day Out. And it was created by none other than a Reverend Wilbur Awdry himself.
Yeah, for his ill son Christopher.
Yeah, for him, that he has got measles or something. Anyways, here's Sodor Railway Tales, original version, not the 80th anniversary.
Edward's Day Out.
Sodor Railway Tales. Well, let me say one thing. Yeah, this was the original that started, that was back on November of 2020, as Robin mentioned. And I know it's not the 80th anniversary edition, but that's where it all started, on Children's GBC. Oh, and I'm sure that Jordan has got a reminder about what the next stories are from Christopher Awdry. Right, over to you, Jordan.
Yeah, well, I can't confirm when exactly they will come out, but they are on the way. And when Christopher Awdry's era comes, we are going to be having a book 27 really useful engines.
And that's until, what's the last ever book from a railway series?
Well, in terms of overall anyway, yes. Thomas and His Friends. That's book 42. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, so obviously it's 27 to 42.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the next programme now is Paddington Bear, and today's episode is called Please Look After This Bear. Thank you. But I think I do know this one very well. Yeah, it's because it's all about the Brown family meeting Paddington at a railway station. More likely, just a bear first. Well, I say that we can't bear to see that little bear on the station. Get it? Can't bear it?
Yeah, that's so good.
Anyways, here's Paddington Bear.
Mr. and Mrs. Brown first met Paddington on a railway station.
And that was Paddington Bear. Well, let me tell you one thing. He now lives at 32 Windsor Gardens with the Brown family. Yeah, because otherwise he would have been a stowaway at the station. But I'm so glad he's managed to live with the Brown family. Right, so obviously the next one now is Brum. And we're going back to the first ever episode from Series 1, and it's Brum. And today's episode is called Rescue. And I think he was trying to rescue the balloons as well as a little girl's dolly. So, can Brum save the day?
Or does he need the fire brigade for extra help?
Oh, yes. I'm sure that Brum might need some help, but I'm sure you'll find out why. Yeah, because I know Brum usually likes to save the day. Well, except the fire brigade had to help. Well, I'm sure you'll find out in this episode anyway.
Yes. Brum to the rescue!
Yeah, Brum to the rescue. Vroom! Was Brum. Well, let me tell you one thing, as Strawberry mentioned, because of course the fire brigade had to help him first, as much as he's already helped the little girl get the balloon and the dolly down. And of course the fire brigade said, "Don't do it again." I'm sure he won't be. And since then, he never did. Well, he was only trying to be a hero anyway.
Yeah, but obviously the fire brigade know what they're doing in such circumstances.
Yeah, so anyway, so what's the next programme then, Strawberry?
It just so happens to be Noddy's Toyland Adventures, and today's episode is one I remember seeing on a regular basis as part of a BBC Children's Favourites tape that was played at secondary school, I believe.
Yep, and you could say it is from Westfield, let's just say.
Yeah. Anyway, the episode in question is called Broken Bicycle, but whose broken bicycle is it?
Oh, I think I know who it is, but I'm not going to tell you, viewers, and I'm sure you'll find out in this episode, though.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that Big Ears might have an accident.
Well, see the episode and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Noddy, the little man with the red and yellow car. Noddy, his tinkling bell means he's the happiest little fellow in all Toyland. There's
There's Biggies and Tubby and Mr. Plod and all his special friends. It's sixpence an adventure and he'll take you home again. Noddy, 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 Noddy.
It was an important day in Toyland.
Goodbye. He's tired and sleepy and nodding his head. He's ready to curl himself up in bed and see what tomorrow brings. For Noddy, Noddy, Noddy.
And that was Noddy's Toyland Adventures. So glad that one of the goblins used their magic to do something helpful for once.
Yeah, because I mean, if the goblins are not very nice though, because otherwise they wouldn't help, would they?
Well, you know, to be fair, you know, obviously the goblins are very naughty, but deep
Yeah.
down inside they must have some sort of good heart. Kind of like in the same way the weasels from The Wind in the Willows felt bad for Mole one time. But
Oh yes, and don't forget that there's another set of weasels from a Who Framed Roger Rabbit film. That's the same similar thing.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'm sure we got the next programme now, and it's Playdays. And I think Drawbin knows what the episode is, don't you?
Yes, we're at the playground stop today, and Dave Benson Phillips, his friend Chester, and a group of children are going to go to the Nene Valley Railway in Wansford, near Peterborough, where they will be meeting, would you believe, Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yeah, because I remember broadcasting it. That's when I gave you that interview last year. That's where you know about railways.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, well, let's see what happens on this day out.
Yep, well, let's go and join Dave Benson Phillips and Chester for some fun at the train station, Nene Valley Railway.
It's the play bus! But where does it go? Where does it stop? Watch for the sign of the lollipop. Stop! It's the playground stop.
Was Playdays. Well, mind you, now, let me say one thing. Now, thank goodness that we had to broadcast this again after last year. Yeah, because, you see, the reason why we had to do that is because Drawbin has already had an interview with me last year, as mentioned already. And, let me say one thing, that episode is the best classic episode that some people have not seen before, but some have. Just like one of my friends, Drawbin, who has seen this episode before. Well, of course, I didn't actually see that much at first. Well, that was when he first introduced me to that episode. That's why it's now a classic.
Well, probably more so to the Thomas fandom. Anyway, what's next?
Right, so the next one now is Bodger and Badger, and today's episode, and it goes right back to 1989 when it all began. There's Bodger and Badger, and today's episode is called Bodger is Chef, in which it takes place at Mr. Troff's Nosharama.
Yeah, where it all began.
Yeah, and enjoy the episode.
Everywhere he goes, Bodger always knows. Badger is Badger, mates is never far away. Bodger and Badger, la 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 la, Badger's never far away. Everybody knows, Badger loves mashed potatoes. Excellent to shapes and eats them every day.
chef wanted. Great. Wait, Badger. Badger?
Yeah?
We're here. This is the back kitchen door.
Groovy. This is it, Badger. Go on in.
What?
Ring the bell.
Okay, Badger. Once I rung it, you'll stay out of sight, won't you?
Aye.
Stay out of sight.
Why?
Because people who run restaurants don't want to see a badger roaming around in the kitchen.
I'll see you next week. Ta-ra.
Everybody knows Badger loves mashed potatoes. He makes them into shapes and eats them every day. Bodger and Badger, Bodger and Badger. La 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 la. Everywhere he goes, Bodger always knows. Badger, his Badger mates, is never far away. Bodger and Badger, Bodger and Badger. La 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 la. Bodger and Badger are never far
And
away.
that was Bodger and Badger. Well, mind you, I'm so glad that Simon Bodger has managed to get a job as a chef now. Yeah, and it's all because one chef, that was from Stephen Lewis, you know, the actor who was playing the conductor from On the Buses. Well, obviously he got fired. Fired. Yeah, so that's Bodger and Badger. Right, so the next one now, and we're really sorry about the programme swap there, because obviously it was Rosie and Jim was supposed to be next. But anyways, here's Rosie and Jim now, and today's episode is called Supermarket, and it's my favourite episode, and I bet that episode would be your favourite too. Well, let's go and join John Cunliffe now, shall we?
Yes, and find out why he needs to do so much shopping.
Jim! Rosie!
Rosie and Jim, chugging along on the old rag doll. Rosie and Jim, and John, he steers the boat. We go to play and have a look
With Rosie's bag,
Jim's drawing book. The world drifts by the window frame, and Rosie and Jim, we play our games. Rosie and Jim, finding stories every day. Rosie and Jim, and John, he writes them down.
Hello, I'm John. You saw me steering the boat earlier on.
Rosie and Jim, chugging along on the old rag doll.
I'm off now to see what I can find to make a news story for next time. So I'll say goodbye. Goodbye. The end.
And that was Rosie and Jim. Yeah, so I'm glad that John has managed to do some shopping though, and he managed to get all the stuff he needs, except the fact that Rosie and Jim had to give him a helping hand. Yeah, because I think he's only got eggs, sausages. I think he's got some other things really. Yeah, so that's Rosie and Jim. And the next one now is that when my friend Drawbrin had first premiered the short-lived series of Tugs. Well, I'm sure he'll be broadcasting that next to see if he remembers this. Right, over to you, Drawbrin.
Yes, Tugs. Yeah, that rather curious series made by the same people who made the Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends television show. Well, in particular, David Merton and Robert D. Cardona, who were trying to, well, make something that was for slightly older children, so to speak.
Yep. Or if you count it as a teenager, that's older children. Yeah. So anyway, so here's Tugs, and we're going back to the first ever episode, which is called Sunshine, on how he joined the Star Tugs.
The tugboat, for its size, is the most powerful craft afloat. And the Star Tugs are the power behind the docks and waterways that make up the big city port. This is Tugs. The 1920s.
Bald, you look great, Sunshine.
Thanks, kidder. Any new colours, eh?
Was Tugs. Well, let me say one thing. I am so glad that Sunshine has joined the Star Tugs team. Yeah, because I mean, if he didn't join the Star Tugs team, then otherwise the Star Tugs would have been a bit of a struggle without him. So I'm glad he did join. Well, Robert, now do you remember when we used to broadcast it last year?
Yes, I do.
Well, there you go then. So that was Tugs. Right, so the next one now is Bitzer. And you know what episode today's episode is? Well, it's all about spend. So yeah, obviously, because it's when I said that from the Moneybags thing from Spyro Games, well, it's because it's all about money and everything, you know. Yeah, even at the supermarket with Simon and Caitlin. So anyways, I'm sure you'll enjoy this episode as much as we both did. And remember to spend wisely when you do.
Bits of this, bits of that. Put them all together and what have you got? Bits and pieces, bits and bobs. Put them all together, what a lovely job. With strings and things and carbon and glue. You can do whatever you want. Bits of this, bits of that. Bits and bits and bits and bits and pieces.
It's our truck.
Was Bitzer, and that episode was spend. Well, obviously because it's all about making some arts and crafts as you go out and about. And of course, that's Bitzer for you. So the last programme now is The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, and today's episode is called Hedgehog of a Pound Table. Now, I know that that's an episode that has not been broadcasted on Children's GBC before. Well, here we go then. So this is the episode premiere, which is Hedgehog of a Round Table. Enjoy.
Sort of like the hedgehog equivalent of the Knights of the Round Table from King Arthur.
Yeah, well, only if you count it as a cartoon from the 60s. But anyways, here's Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, because it's like going back to medieval times. Only if you count it, there's no hedgehogs in medieval. Well, except there is one now. But anyways, that's The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, and just a reminder that on Fridays and Tuesdays that I'm still broadcasting the Saturday morning edition of Sonic the Hedgehog. You know, the one with Sally Acorn and the Freedom Fighters. So make sure you do not miss them. Oh, and as from me, George Buxton, and my friend Drawbrin here, we both like to say, Happy first anniversary to Children's GBC.
Happy first anniversary to Children's GBC.
And if a diary was here, he would have said, thank you. Yeah, because obviously, that's just a program logo, by the way. So, yeah, from me and Drawbrin, happy first anniversary to Children's GBC. And, well, Drawbrin, it is such an honour for you to be presenting the programmes with me to celebrate 1 year of Children's GBC, since you and I first started.
Thank you very much, George.
And a few months after Children's GTV was axed.
Well, thanks, George. It was
nice. No problem.
It was nice to do this.
Right, and don't forget, now, I will be back again on Friday morning, and I know that I'll be back tomorrow as normal. And as for Drawbrin here, he'll be back this Friday. He'll be back on Friday afternoons as well.
Yeah,
and
so don't miss that.
Yeah, so don't miss it. Yeah, bye everyone. See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you later.
This is GTV. From all of us here, we'd like to say happy first anniversary to Children's GBC. Now it's time to head on down to Ramsey Street for neighbours.